Sure, I'll now write the full YouTube voiceover script in natural, flowing American storytelling style, based on the outline you approved. The story will follow the three-act structure, deeply explore the protagonist's inner world, include cinematic dialogue, and end with a strong call to action. Please allow a moment while I compose the full script. In the middle of nowhere, West Texas, where the sun scorches the soil like it's angry at it, and the sky stretches so wide it feels like it might swallow you whole, lived this 12-year-old girl named Ellie Vasquez. Now, Ellie wasn't like most kids around here. She didn't run through the mesquite trees chasing tumbleweeds or ride bareback on Mustangs the way her cousins did. Ellie was born with spina bifida. She'd never walked a day in her life. But don't go feeling sorry for her, because she wouldn't let you. That girl had more grit in her pinky than most men had in their whole damn body, and everybody who met her knew it within 5 minutes. Ellie lived on the Vasquez Ranch, 2,100 acres of rugged land that had been in her family since her great-granddaddy struck water where nobody thought there was any. Her dad, Rafael Vasquez, ran the ranch now. A quiet man with hands like saddle leather and eyes that didn't miss much. Folks said he could whisper to cattle and they'd listen. Ellie was his shadow from the time she was old enough to speak. She'd be right beside him in her wheelchair, watching the herd, asking questions grown men didn't think to ask, learning things nobody taught. Thing is, Ellie had this strange connection with animals. Like, real strange. Horses that were skittish around anyone else would lean their heads against her lap. Cattle calmed when she rolled up. Even the mean barn cat curled up in her bed some nights. There was something in her, a kind of stillness, maybe that animals understood better than people did. But Ellie wasn't just content being the ranch girl with a gift. No, she wanted more. See, every time her dad or the ranch hands worked the bulls, the real ones, the breeding stock, she'd watch like a hawk. Especially one in particular, a massive, coal-black Brahman Angus mix they called Diablo. 6 feet at the shoulder, 2,200 pounds of raw power and trauma. He'd come from a busted-up rodeo operation out in Arizona, half-starved and half-crazy from the abuse. Nobody but Raphael could get within 30 feet of him, and even that took a lot of tranquilizer, metal fencing, and prayers. But Ellie, she saw something different in him. He's not mean, she told her dad one night at dinner, her hands folded in her lap, voice soft. He's scared. There's a difference. Raphael didn't answer right away. He just chewed his steak and stared at the table. Finally, he said, "Scared bulls are the most dangerous kind, Ellie. You know that. But what if he's just never met anyone who didn't treat him like a monster?" Raphael looked up. "You're not going near him." And that was that. At least out loud. But Ellie didn't give up that easy. She started keeping a journal. Every day she'd roll over to Diablo's paddock and sit there for hours, just watching. Not saying much. Just being near. She noticed things others didn't, like how he always stood in the eastern corner during sunrise. Or how he'd calm down if the wind blew from the west, but get agitated if it came from the north. She played classical music near his pen sometimes, and swear to God, the bull would lay down and close his eyes when the violin came in. Carlos, the old foreman who'd worked cattle longer than Ellie'd been alive, started noticing too. One day he sat beside her, squinting at the big black beast grazing 20 yards off. "What is it you see when you look at him?" he asked. Ellie didn't even look up from her notebook. "He listens. People just don't know how to speak his language." Carlos chuckled. "Maybe. Or maybe you're just the weirdest cow whisperer God ever made." They laughed, but there was something behind his eyes that changed after that. A kind of respect. Then came the day that changed everything. It was July, the kind of Texas heat that makes the sky shimmer and kills your phone battery just from being outside. Most of the hands were gone picking up feed. Raphael was treating a lame colt in the barn. Ellie was reading under the pecan tree near Diablo's pen when she noticed something. The big bull was pacing, snorting, agitated, and his water trough was bone dry. Someone had forgotten to refill it. She radioed the barn. No answer. She waited. 5 minutes. 10. Diablo looked worse, sweat glistening on his hide, nostrils flaring. Ellie knew heatstroke signs. She also knew waiting could mean death. So she rolled to the gate, took a deep breath like she'd practiced in all her breathing meditations, and whispered, "All right, big guy. It's just you and me." She opened the gate. Slow. No sudden moves. Diablo turned. His ears perked, but not back in anger. Forward. Curious. She kept her voice soft. I'm here to help. She wheeled forward, heart pounding so hard it echoed in her ears, but her hands steady. She reached the trough, flipped it upright, and triggered the spout. Water flowed. Diablo stepped closer, his hooves silent on the dirt. Ellie held her breath. He drank. Deep, long gulps. Then, he let her touch him, just her fingertips on his flanks soft as dandelion fluff. And then, Carlos screamed. Ellie, Dios mío. He'd just come back from the barn and saw her in the pen with the most dangerous animal on the property. He didn't yell again. He didn't rush. He knew better. Instead, he radioed Raphael in a voice trembling like an old truck engine. Get here now. Bring the tranquilizer. Raphael showed up minutes later, quiet as dust, gun in hand. His face was pale, but he didn't shout either. Sweetheart, he said gently, from outside the fence. I need you to come toward me. Slowly. Ellie nodded, but she didn't panic. Papa, look at him, she said. He's not mad. His ears are forward. He's not pawing. His breathing's calm. Raphael looked, and for the first time in 3 years, saw Diablo like Ellie did. The bull followed her to the gate like a puppy. Didn't charge. Didn't even twitch. Just watched her go, like a friend seeing someone off. After that day, word spread like wildfire. First to neighbors, then to townsfolk, then to news outlets. They called it a miracle. Some said it was fake. Others said it was DVYNE. Dr. Madeline Booker, a BHVY oral vet from Texas A&M, came out to see for herself. After a week watching Ellie and Diablo interact, she told Raphael, this isn't training. It's something else. She's communicating on a level I've never seen. People started bringing their own impossible animals. Angry horses, panic-stricken dogs, even a traumatized alpaca. Ellie helped each one, slow and quiet and patient. Then came the challenge. A rancher up north name was Martin Quinn called with a dare. I got a Brahma bull named Brutus, he said, voice like gravel. 2,500 pounds of fury. Put 3 men in the hospital. If your girl gets within 10 feet of him and walks out safe, I'll donate 50 grand to her work. But I'll tell you now that bull's a demon. Ellie, listening beside her dad's desk, simply said, I'll try. Raphael objected, hard. But Dr. Booker reviewed Brutus' case, and she agreed. The aggression was trauma-based, not genetic. So they built a special arena. Barriers, exits, everything. Ellie spent a week just sitting outside Brutus' pen, reading aloud, letting him smell her, see her. By day 4, he came near. By day 10, he nuzzled her palm through the bars. Then came the final day. News crews, spectators, experts, even skeptics. Ellie rolled into the ring alone. Brutus approached not with fury, but with curiosity. She whispered to him, touched his scarred muzzle, and he laid down beside her. Gasps echoed. Cameras clicked. Grown men cried. Martin Quinn. He wrote the check and gave Brutus to Ellie permanently. That bull now follows her like a dog. The Vasquez Ranch became something new, a rehab center. For animals. And people, too, in a way. Ellie's 13 now. Still in her chair. Still quiet. But famous in every ranching circle west of the Mississippi. She says, I don't fix them. I remind them they're not broken. There's a photo on her desk, now her and Brutus in the ring, forehead to forehead. The caption says, sometimes the gentlest voice calms the loudest storm. And that's what I wanted to share. Because maybe, just maybe, you felt like Diablo. Or Brutus. Or even Ellie. Different. Misunderstood. Labeled. But maybe what makes you different is the thing that could heal others. What do you think? Can people really be born with a gift like that, something science can't explain? Have you ever had a moment with an animal that changed you? Leave a comment. Share your story. And if you believe in Ellie's mission, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs a little reminder that different isn't broken sometimes. It's a kind of magic.